You thought this was over. You tried to break Trey. Nah, this is a mirror match. And I don't blink.
You walk like a beast, but you break like glass. Trying to throw shade, but you're stuck in the past. You copy my flow, you mirror my name, but you ain't got heart, just hunger for fame. You post online like you lead in the war, but I see through that front, just ego and bore. You act like a king, but you cry like a pawn. Trey Rorschach don't fold, but his full thinks he can be bold. I've seen the lies, I've heard the scripts. You built your truth on stolen hits, but I write mine in smoke and scars.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Trey Rorschach, and here's another off-the-grid guide for you to help you get a little bit better at this tough game. Yeah, it is a tough game. It can be a tough game. So, where do we start? So, today we're going to talk about the weapon system, because the weapon system has been changed massively. So, increases and decreases to recoil, horizontal, vertical, spread, bullet velocity, all of it's been changed over the past month quite heavily. So we're in a relatively good place now. You can see that this M4 is pretty good at hitting this target. So there has been a mag reduction. So the drum mag used to be 60, now I think it's 42 in most cases. So I've decided to take all mags off and put extended barrels on, giving you a bit more bullet velocity and range, because they have increased some of the horizontal recoil, so that will nerf that. I feel running one of the suppressors I'll show you later helps with horizontal recoil a lot, so I'd suggest running that. And not only that, it keeps your shots a bit quieter as well, so people won't know where you're shooting them from.
Still just lining up for headshots.
I do tend to run the battle pass weapons, because each battle pass weapon actually has bonuses to it. Some have attachments built in that you can't change. Some have limited attachments you could change, and some you could change any attachments on. But what I figured out while playing this game was for if I get the Enforcer out, that one. So the Enforcer, even before you put attachments on it, actually has increased fire rate. So as you can see, it turns it into a bit more of a submachine gun kind of rate of fire, but it's still insanely accurate at the mid-range, like an assault rifle. So this is one of my favorite steals, because at close range you can put bullets in them like a submachine gun. I also run the DJ shotgun with this, because it's like the automatic original. It just does more damage and shoots a bit slower. And as you can see, it mauls people and you've still got 30 rounds left. So if I was chasing him and ran out of bullets, job done. You've got, with this Enforcer, you have great close range and mid range capabilities. So I tend to run that gun the most out of all of them. As for the other battle pass weapons, the two at the top are two of my favorites. The M4 Commodore Enforcer, the rapid fire M4, absolute quality, and the Skull, slower fire rate, higher damage, perfect combo. I also like running the M4 Apex Predator, because it has a little more sting at distance, because it's got that longer barrel on it. And I run the Kite Scump Apocalypse, which is one of the pro players who is involved in this game. His little submachine gun's brilliant, because its little perk is to knock off people's limbs. So if you aim for their arms or aim for their legs, you're gonna immobilize them. Funny thing they've added as well, so if you shoot off all of someone's limbs and they're still alive, they'll just die now, instead of, like, because they used to just crawl along the floor and you could leave them there. It was quite funny. But yeah, that's no more, unfortunately. But unfortunately, I couldn't get a clip of that either because that would have been hilarious. But the next one is the Terracon Maniac. Now, that has increased headshot damage and increased accuracy. So that gun is being used quite a lot. I would say that's one of the meta weapons, along with the kite next to it. I'd definitely give those weapons a go, along with the Enforcer and the Combat DJ Squall. As for the other weapons I'm testing out, the Partisan's got increased accuracy and headshot damage. It's got a real big headshot multiplier damage, and so does the Kochi. Now, the Partisan has limited attachments you could change, same as the Terracon. The M4 Ape does not. It has 5 attachments you can't change. And the Mavinga Red Ant, I believe, is limited, but you get 4 attachments you can change on that. But that thing is a murder bot. It high headshot damage, high accuracy. It's not the best at mid to long ranges, but that's not what you use it for. The Flemza Chemtech has 4 attachments built in, but it's really good. It's a 2-shot kill if they're not fully plated easily. So I'd use those. But if you're not using the Battle Pass weapons, I do have these 3 loadouts that I'll go through when I leave this arena now. And you can see what attachments I run on them to make them a little more accurate. But before I do that, I'm going to show you how accurate they can be. So as you can see, they're a bit more recoil than some of the Battle Pass weapons, but you can still put some major damage downrange with just the 36 mag. 1 reload and you've taken someone out. At this sort of range, you're absolutely murdering people. So I'll show you what I put on these classes in a second. The Tacoma itself is pretty good. It's got higher damage than the Kite. It's pretty accurate at the ranges you need it, as you can see. And you do get left with a few bullets to play around with as well, so it's a good backup weapon, especially if you've got a longer range assault rifle or a sniper rifle or something. This Tacoma setup's going to be a really good backup to a long range weapon. So let's get out of this arena and let's go to my class setups. And here we go. So if I go to Scout, so what I'm running on the Terracon, if I wasn't using the Battle Pass weapons, would be the light stock, the angled foregrip, the noise suppressor, and the heavy barrel. After all the updates, this is what I'd be running. I don't feel like the extended mag or the drum mag is going to be beneficial at all. So why not add some bullet velocity accuracy while improving the handling of all these weapons. So I've pretty much done this across the board for now. I believe this, I wouldn't call it meta, because this game's changing so often you can never tell what the meta is at the moment. But I think these 3 class setups will set you up good to win gunfights. So you've got those 4 attachments on that one. If you take the Kite, you've got the light stock, the 1.5 sight, which for some reason gives you ridiculous sort of accuracy, the heavy barrel, and the noise suppressor. The heavy barrel and the noise suppressor is pretty much going to run through every class here. They're 2 things that are going to give you the best sort of accuracy. Running the hookshot Roadrunners and the bouncing bomber with this one. Now, your limb setup could be totally different to mine. I'd run whatever you feel comfortable with, to be honest. But I do have a couple of setups for you. So this is more of a close range setup. Now, looking at this setup myself, I probably would switch to the Roadrunners, the hook shot, and maybe the bouncing bomber for close range. Because if you've got the Roadrunners and you can run circles around your opponents on the ground, the Tacoma and the Influencer are going to be perfect for you. Because that Influencer has some damn good range, and not only that, it's really strong. It's like a 3-shot kill, and it fires slug rounds. So, and the Tacoma, I've already said about that, it's the perfect side weapon if you're going to run a submachine gun. It's absolutely perfect. The last setup is going to be this one, the M4 Commodore. Or, yeah, so the M4 Commodore, same setup. M4 Commodore, light stock, heavy barrel, noise suppressor, angled foregrip. Try to reduce that horizontal recoil as much as possible while keeping all your mobility and handling as good as you can get it, because this game's all about movement. The faster you can move, the faster you can aim, the faster you can reduce your recoil and get headshots, the more chance of you winning a gunfight. So I'd get used to the Roadrunners, get used to the Leapers, get used to flying around with your jetpack. I'm going to do a video on all 3 of those starting next week. So I'm going to try to get some gameplay footage of using the Roadrunners as best I can. I'm going to show you some tricks and tips how to use those next week, so keep an eye out for that. If you've enjoyed this video, please, as always, like and subscribe. I will be doing many more videos on Offthegrid, Marvel Rivals. Rainbow Siege X now has a respawnable mode capture mode. It takes a bit of getting used to, but I'm starting to have a bit of fun with that, so stay tuned for that as well. And I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, guys. Take care.